to be part of the success story of the Ondo State Radio Vision Corporation Group. A lot has taken place, a lot has happened in recent times, particularly since the inception of the administration of Arakunrin Oluwarotimi Odunayo Akeredolu SAN, CON, in this station. We have seen a lot of very positive transformation that has taken place. And I'm happy, like the chairman mentioned in his introductory remarks, that I had a part to play. I'm so happy that I was part of the success story. I could remember about 3 years ago, or let me say 4 years ago, I was invited to be a consultant trying to assist this corporation in establishing what we can refer to as an adequate, a proper manning level. And within the limited understanding that we had then, we tried as much as possible to ensure that we put in place something today that we are happy from what I've been hearing out for the group. And for this, I give glory to God, and I appreciate the management of Osrc, particularly our own chairman, who never knew me before then, but just heard that Ogundele Kayode can be useful in this particular area of the work that or assignment that you want to accomplish. And he had trust and confidence in bringing me in and allowing me to do the work without any, with a free hand. What do we call it, backstage kind of control. And today we are telling a very fantastic story. I want to thank everyone. Yes, I also want to thank God. I want to thank our governor, Arakunrin Oluwarotimi Akeredolu San, CON, for the privilege to occupy this office of the head of service of Ondo State, because I know that it's just a case of one among a lot of equals, and for finding me suitable to occupy this seat, I think is something I will hold so dear and I will be so grateful for all through the rest of my life. And so, having been brought on board and having seen the level of confidence that the governor and the government of Ondo State has in ensuring that I became the head of service, I felt it is also important to ensure that the confidence reposed in me, I do not do anything that would actually belittle or make those people who have taken the decision to be disappointed. Because as I've been introduced to you as a minister, I know a passage of the scriptures that I used to read that says, to whom much is given, much will also be required. So I want to believe it's one of those things that is required of me to ensure that I prove my mettle. I try as much as possible to leave the civil service of Ondo State better than I met it. And so since my coming on board as the head of service, I've tried as much as possible to chart a course, to draw up a work plan, to set a vision that will take the civil service of Ondo State to a next level. And the vision is actually encapsulated into what we have already been operating with. It's what we refer to as the Ondo State Service Improvement Program, OSHIP. What OSHIP is all about is to ensure that we actually have a story that is better than what we have had in the past. OSIP is all about improving from time to time our system, improving our processes, ensuring that we are able to deliver on the mandate that we have been given as public servants. And to actually ensure that we're able to deliver on this, we must ensure, and that's one of the vision, to ensure that we develop a civil service that is responsive. Responsive, one, to the demands of the political class, who we actually see as not just being the representative of our employers, because when we see seeing ourselves as civil servants, we see the populace, the citizens, as our employers. They are the ones that gave us an assignment to carry out on their behalf. And these political office holders are seen as their representatives. So when the political office holder comes into office, they have a vision, they have a plan, they have a program they want to implement. And this program cannot be carried out effectively without the machinery of the civil service. And that's why the civil service has always been seen in every clime as the engine room of government. So what we are actually aiming at achieving is to ensure that our civil service becomes more agile. We are able to actually meet up with the demands of the 21st century. We are able to work beyond just what people see as the slow pace of bureaucracy. We are able to work at a pace that will ensure that what the government, I mean the political class, what they have in mind to accomplish for the populace, that such things are brought to bear and they are accomplished with limited, very limited resources and at a very good time. So we are talking about a civil service that will be very effective, a civil service that will be very efficient, a civil service that will be highly motivated to carry out their job, a civil service that is well trained. They know their onions, and they know what is required of them at any point in time. We are also talking about a civil service where lukewarmness, slothfulness, laziness has no place in our dictionary. That is the kind of civil service we are working towards building. A civil service that can actually key into the technological pace of our contemporary time. A civil service where the practitioners, I mean the civil servants, are actually technologically savvy. This, I'm sure many will be wondering, how will this be achieved? How can we get to a point where we'll be able to have this kind of civil service? To many, it's a utopian idea. It's a utopian view. But I want to say that we believe a step at a time, working in line with our set out goals, working in line with our work plans, would take us to that destination within a very short time. I want to say that within this period of my coming into the office, we have actually had some modest accomplishment and achievements that, to the glory of God, we can actually point out as some of those very strong selling points for government today. Because whatever is done, like I said, within the civil service has a way of actually reflecting the wishes of government for the public, because we are also part of the populace. And what are some of these things that we have seen and accomplished? We have actually been able to, within this limited time, see a way of restructuring and reorganizing, because ownership is a vehicle through which we believe we can achieve some of these things I've actually set out as what we want to see in our public service of this century. And we have worked towards ensuring that ownership begins to take another look at some of those things that we need to do to ensure that